Miss Yoko, line them up for me, please. You smell that?
Oh, it stinks.
One of you is a damn dirty rat. Forge, come out of hiding for a second and help me find this snitch.
Please, call me Jimmy.
Of course, Jimmy, of course. One of them's giving information to Revenant. We must find out who. By the way, how are we treating you so far?
I am blessed to have such great support behind me.
Okay, let's start with the parentless one. Bloodhound, are you the snitch?
When we meet, I will slaughter.
Oh, I see. A little bit feisty today. Okay, next one. Gibby, are you the snitch?
All right, brother. Gibraltar's coming for you.
Okay. Looks like everybody's in a bad mood today. Okay. Mirage,
I love when the spotlight's on me.
are you the snitch?
Yeah, I gotta admit, I may have tricked you.
No, was gonna revoke my simp license for this.
Am I supposed to talk?
Okay, Forge, is the expert on his way? Oh, he's here. Okay, good. Alright, listen up. One of them is gonna snitch on you for what you did, so you better tell us who the snitch is before they do.
Stupid, I'm not gonna let you get the chance.
Hi, friends.
Wait a minute, can they see us? Forge, is the two-way mirror working? Oh no.
Call me Jimmy.
Welcome back, my legends, and today we're gonna find out who is the snitch, who's snitching. And for the giveaway, there's not gonna be a scavenger this time. I'm gonna try something new and see how this works out. And yeah, let's begin. So guys, I think I decided to make this video into 3 parts or 2 because I want to explain what's going on with the legends right now, because we did get some new information that I just don't want to rush. So I want to give a detailed analysis what I think why these legends are not the mole or why they could be the mole. So that way we can all theorize together. So we're first going to start with 4 of the most likely suspects, and that's Gibby, that's Pathfinder, Mirage, and Bloodhound. And why these legends? Well, in the end of the prologue, we hear some weird stuff. Like the first thing I noticed that was so weird is that in the person that's narrating, who is the mole, he explains how people laughed at Mirage's jokes. Now, to me, that was weird because no way. Nobody outside the games, everybody thinks Mirage is cool. But when you know inside, Mirage is not really somebody that can make the legends laugh. So whoever wrote this clearly is delusional, thinking that Mirage actually made the whole group laugh. I can almost guarantee you that nobody laughed and they just wrote that because they felt really sorry for him. Now, the other thing that was highly suspicious was people were saying that Gibby did not talk much in the prologue. In fact, he was very quiet for somebody who's very jolly. And then some other stuff I saw about Pathfinder is that Pathfinder says something about high five, brother. Now, that makes no sense. Why would Pathfinder say high five, brother? That's not his catchphrase. So then we go to Bloodhound. Bloodhound is suspicious because at the end of the prologue, we see the narrator saying something about Fly Fighter. Now, of course, for story reasons, the writers had to make it seem like anybody could be the suspect. Now, Bloodhound is the easiest person to eliminate from the suspect list because Bloodhound did lose their parents to the blast explosion and Arthur was killed by that monster. But for Bloodhound, they see death as a rite of passage, like, oh, you fought as a warrior, you die as a warrior, so you're now living in Valhalla. Revenant's whole thing is that he revolves around death, like stopping people from dying with his ultimate, but he cannot really bring people back to life as we know. So Bloodhound really has no reason to help Revenant at all. Revenant can't really bring Bloodhound's parents back to life or Arthur, so they have no reason to help Revenant. And even if Revenant did get Bloodhound's help, he wouldn't care. Like, there's nothing beneficial for Bloodhound for helping Revenant. And you're gonna see a theme with this. So why is this important? Because from one of the loading screens, Bloodhound says that Lova and them are basically the same person, even though they look completely different. We also know this from one of the quips where they talk to each other, where Lova says that, hey, you and me understand each other pretty well.
The heart of the wolf resides in you. Today, you will not be slaughtered.
We understand each other. These boys and girls don't know what we know.
So what this tells me is that Bloodhound has huge respect for Lova, and I don't think there's any chance that Bloodhound is the mole. So the next person we're gonna take a look at is Pathfinder. Now, why would Pathfinder help Revenant? Pathfinder is a Marvin unit, and Marvin unit was created by Hammond Robotics. And as we know, Revenant and Hammond Robotics don't have a really good relationship. In fact, Revenant did kill some employees, and as we see in some animations, Revenant does not like Pathfinder because Pathfinder reminds him so much of Hammond Robotics. So for Pathfinder to help Revenant is pretty silly. Now there is a possibility that Revenant could hack certain units. I'm not sure if he will be able to hack Pathfinder, but then that makes no sense. If he hacks Pathfinder, why would he send a message to himself? Wouldn't he just be listening to them? So somebody had to warn him about what's going on. Now it is possible that Pathfinder just went up to Revenant and be like, hey friend, you want to hear some secret stuff we're doing? But the fact that this person was secretive about it tells me that it could not be Pathfinder at all. So let's move on. Now we actually got some new information about Gibby. Now we learn now is that his former boyfriend's name was. Now, interesting enough is that it seems like it was part of the Apex competitors. Now, we don't know if he was some form of legend or not, but it looked like he did compete in the games. Now, why is this important? Well, we do know is that Gibby and his boyfriend stole the motorcycle of Gibby's dad one day to go on a joyride when they got trapped by a mudslide. And what happened is that they rescued those two, but Gibby's dad lost his arm in the process. And that's when he started to learn what it means to really help people. What this tells me is that Gibby back then was arrogant and selfish and only thought about himself until he saw the sacrifices that his parents did to try to save them from what could have been a life or death situation. So this changed Gibby where he now competes in the Apex games, and it gets me an idea because it is said that Gibby is one of the few people that doesn't kill anybody when he competes. You know, it's a possibility you can lose the Apex games just by being too injured to continue. We know this because Crypto got a few broken ribs and we now notice that he didn't win. So it is possible to lose without dying. So this gives you an idea how Revenant and Gibby are basically the complete opposites of each other. You rather lose to Gibby because if you're injured and can't move, Gibby will let you live. Revenant? Yeah, well, you might as well start digging your own grave with your hands because there's no chance he's going to let you live. So you can start to see why it's hard to imagine that Gibby is going to help somebody like Revenant. There's nothing Gibby could want from Revenant because they are exactly the complete opposite. Gibby wants to protect people because what this tells me is that there are some people that join the games because they need the money. And I think that's why Gibby joined the games, because he wants to protect those people who join the games for financial reasons or because they like the sport of competing against one another. So without killing, just respecting their opponents and growing to become better. That's why Gibby's quote is how you change a life, because you want to change somebody's life for the better. And I want to talk about why I think Gibby and Luke are in bad terms now, but I think that deserves a different video on its own. And as for now, we're gonna go to the final suspect, Mirage. Now Mirage is the most highly suspicious legend out of everybody because in that letter that was narrated, we see that Mirage said some kind of joke and the entire room started laughing. I can tell you right now, that didn't happen. If you think for a second that Bangalore Rafe and all the other hardcore legends, like even Caustic, started laughing because Mirage said a joke, you are dreaming. That is, so this is highly suspicious because I don't think no legend has the pride to write that down and be like, oh yeah, Mirage made us all laugh. Ha ha ha, you got the whole squad laughing. No, there's only one person that could have done that, and that is Mirage. But then again, they did say that Gibby did say high five brother or something along, or with the bloodhound thing. So this is very suspicious to me, and this gives me an idea who it could be. But what is Mirage could gain from helping Revenant? Well, Revenant can stop death, and one of the things we know about Mirage is that he is very clingy. He is a guy who doesn't want to lose people. Now we've seen that Revenant's power is where he can turn into a shadow, and basically if he gets hurt, nothing happens to him. He goes back to where his totem is. So right here we have a reason why Mirage could help Revenant out, because he might get his power in return for being an accomplice, where he could use that power to help Mirage's mom, where she could no longer disappear forever, which will be the total opposite of what you want to happen, because the whole point of his mom telling him to live out his dreams is because she knows that one day she won't be there for him, and when that day comes, she hopes that Mirage will be ready to be able to let go. go. Now, I can see why Mirage could be tempted to help Revenant. That way he could stop his mom passing away. But the thing about that is that it'll only be temporary. He can't do that forever. So, but I can see how it could lead up to something like that. But here's the thing. I don't think Mirage would do it in the end. Because not only is it selfish, but we now know is that Mirage is kind of afraid of Revenant. And there's no guarantee by helping Revenant that he's going to get some of his power to stop his mom from passing away. So this is why the first three, Bloodhound, Pathfinder, and Gibby, I seriously doubt they are the moles. Mirage does have a high chance of being the mole, and it could play out like I said, where he thinks he could get Revenant's power so that way he could stop his mom from passing on to the next life. But in a way, he's going to make her suffer more because to be under the control of Revenant's dark shadow form. So we're going to look at the other legends in another video and see if they could be the mole also. I would like to hear your guys' theories about who you think the mole could be, or if you think I'm wrong and if you think one of these legends is the mole and why, because I thought about this for a long time and this is the conclusion I came up with. But who knows, you might convince me otherwise to change my mind. Also, for the giveaway for PC, I decided to try this out. Somebody recommended this to me. So the way I was gonna do it is I was gonna pick somebody from the comment section and give them the code, but unfortunately, since there's no way to do a direct message and I want to make sure that the person that gets the code, it's that person, I'm gonna do it on Twitter. So follow me on Twitter, I guess. I'm not really that active, so you can unfollow me after a while. To win, just follow me and just do hashtag Snitch giveaway, I guess. And you can win the 1000 Apex coins for PC. Pin the winner and I'll send them a direct message with the code. So yeah, thank you for watching my legends and I'll see you all next time.
With an unwavering tone, I'll keep on repenting for that night so long ago.